Hey everyone, I'm the Video Boxing Gamer, and welcome back to the Gaming Ring. Today, I'm going to talk about one of every old school gamer's favorite puzzle games of all time, Tetris Attack. So lace up your gloves, put in your mouthpieces, and let's get started, because it's time to step back into the Gaming Ring. Originally released in Japan for the Super Famicom under the title Panel de Pon, Tetris Attack was a puzzle game where you simply flipped panels and matched 3 or more of the same color to make those panels disappear. Sounds simple, right? Well, it is, but the game was still challenging. While trying to match panels of the same color, the stack would move upward, and you had to be careful not to let the stack touch the top, because otherwise,
game over.
The game even had several different modes. There was an endless mode in which players would try to get a high score without letting the stack hit the top, a stage clear mode in which players would match panels until the stack got below the clear line, a time trial mode in which players would try to get as high a score as possible before time ran out, a puzzle mode in which players had to match the panels in the right order to make them all disappear, and a versus mode, which was basically the story mode. There was also a 2-player versus mode in which players could play against each other. Or, if they wanted, they could adjust the 2-player mode in the options menu so they could play against a computer if they didn't have anyone to play against. The 2-player mode had 2 different modes. There was the time trial mode, in which players tried to get a high score against each other, and the player with the highest score was the winner. And there was the versus mode, in which players tried to make their opponent's stacks hit the top. The star of the game was a flower fairy named Lip, whose friends were all put under a spell by monsters, and these monsters also casted an endless rain spell in order to flood Lip's land. And so it was up to Lip to free all of her friends by beating them in a puzzle match. The characters in the game were the flower fairy, Lip, who I've already mentioned, a wind fairy named Windy, an ice fairy named Sherbet, a nature fairy named Tiana, or Tiana, whatever it's pronounced, a jewel fairy named Ruby, a water fairy named Elias, a fire fairy named Flare, a sea fairy named Neris, and a moon fairy named Celine. The enemies in the game were a giant bird named Phoenix, a dragon simply called Dragon, a demon king named Thanatos, and a goddess named Cordelia. It turns out, however, that Cordelia is actually Lip's mother in disguise. She was only testing Lip's strength to see if she could govern the new world. And so, once the game was beaten, the test was passed and Lip becomes the new queen. And all of Lip's friends are simply commenting how they're gonna do their best, and yada yada yada. When it came time to make plans for a US release, all the characters in the game had to be switched with Mario characters, most notably the ones from Yoshi's Island. Nintendo did the infamous palette and swap thing the same way they did with Super Mario Bros. 2, because at the time it was believed that no self-respecting US gamer would dare buy, let alone play, a game with such feminine characters. And so, due to such a concern, Nintendo had to switch all the characters in the game with characters from Yoshi's Island. So, Lip got replaced with Yoshi, Windy got replaced with Lakitu, Sherbet got replaced with Bumpty, Ruby got replaced with Wiggler, Tiana got replaced with Poochie, Flare got replaced with Gargantua Blarg, Elias got replaced with Froggy, Neris got replaced with Lungefish, and Celine got replaced with Raphael the Raven. As for the enemies in the game, Phoenix got replaced with Hookbill, Dragon got replaced with Navel the Piranha, Thanatos got replaced with Kamek the Sorcerer, and Cordelia got replaced with, you guessed it,
Bowser.
When the game finally came to America under the title Tetris Attack, it was an instant knockout. Everybody loved it. The game was so good that when it got covered in Nintendo Power in the Now Playing pages, it actually said it may take over your life. The game was that darn good. Now, despite the game's title, Tetris Attack has nothing whatsoever to do with the Tetris franchise, which led to the Tetris company co-founder Hank Rogers to regret ever giving Nintendo the license to use the name. Still, it hails as a beloved classic for what it is. In fact, as original as the title is, I find that it would have made a lot more sense for the game to have been entitled something else like Yoshi's Panel. Now, Tetris Attack's storyline is just about the same as Panel de Pon, but with Bowser being the spellcaster. And unlike Panel de Pon, Bowser's spellcasting is the real deal. And after Yoshi and his friends defeat him, the flood spell is gone and little Yoshi appears and claims he's ready to take on Bowser, only to learn that Yoshi and his friends already defeated him, which little Yoshi finds disappointing. Another difference between Tetris Attack and Panel de Pon is the music. In Panel de Pon, the title music is a full version of the music that plays during the cutscenes. Whereas in Tetris Attack, the title music is an arrangement of the title music from Yoshi's Island. As for the characters' themes, Lip and Cordelia are the only ones whose themes got replaced with different themes. Everyone else's themes remained unchanged. Lip's theme got replaced with an arrangement of the prologue music from Yoshi's Island. And Cordelia's theme got replaced with Thanatos' theme for Bowser's stage. Lip's theme, however, was still used as the tutorial music. While Cordelia's theme was used for Bowser's cutscene. There was also win music and lose music in Tetris Attack, which Panel de Pon didn't have. The stage clear music was used as the lose music, and the round clear music was used as the win music. As for the game over music, Panel de Pon has a music box arrangement of Lip's theme, whereas in Tetris Attack, it's a music box arrangement of Yoshi's theme. Today, both Tetris Attack and Panel de Pon are beloved classics. In fact, even if Panel de Pon had come to America the way it previously was, I still would have loved it, regardless of its feminine-looking theme. When I first played Tetris Attack as a kid, I loved it. I thought it was the best game ever. The game was so much fun that I almost couldn't get enough of it. But it was during 2007 and 8 that I had the fondest memories with that game, because the late 2000s was a heck of a time for reliving the 80s and 90s. My fondest memories of playing Tetris Attack during the late 2000s were when I would play Lungefish's stage against a computer in the 2-player mode because his theme was my favorite, and when I would play Raphael the Raven's stage because his stage had a complete and total feel of Sailor Moon, which was my most favorite anime at the time. My only issue towards the game is that neither Bumpty, Wiggler, nor Lungefish have their own single-player stage, and that's a real shame because their themes are the best. My only other issue is that when Poochie is in a versus match, he's shown with drool hanging from his tongue. Come on, Nintendo, seriously? Get real. But despite that, I still love Tetris Attack for what it is. With beautiful graphics, gameplay, and catchy music that really fits the game, Tetris Attack wins by a knockout. As for Panel de Pon, good as it is, it's still missing the options menu. The game also didn't have a sound test put in. So unlike Tetris Attack, it would take several knockdowns for Panel de Pon to win. Therefore, Panel de Pon wins by a technical knockout. Now, if both games were to compete against each other in the ring, Tetris Attack would clearly be the winner by a very close split decision. Well, that's it for the gaming ring. If you have anything you'd like to say about the games I reviewed, then please leave a comment below in the comment section. And if you'd like to see more of the gaming ring and other videos on my channel, then be sure to subscribe and don't forget to punch the notification bell. Till next time, everyone, keep your gloves up and protect yourselves at all times.